Here you are. I'm talking to Maris. I'm so excited to talk to you because it's been, well, I first met you when you were 16 and you were singing for me at Rock and Rudy's and you had the #1 EP at Rock and Rudy's that time. So much has happened to you since then. I follow you on your social media accounts. Kind of give me a snapshot of what your career is doing right now.
Oh my gosh. Well, I've put out 2 singles. In September, I released the first one called Heavenly Bodies. And that was kind of an amazing moment because I think it was like 2 years since I'd last released a song, and it was a lot of buildup, and it was the first time I like actually shot a music video. And it was really a test of my patience and everything. And then once we put Heavenly out, we have kind of an EP together now, which is really cool. So the next song was It a Dream? And that's been awesome. Gotten really, really good like feedback. And the next one is called False Idol, and it actually comes out on the 3rd of this month. So like 2 days, which is so exciting.
Oh, that's perfect timing, right? I love that. I love Heavenly. I don't know how Heavenly Bodies isn't on the radio, and I would not tell you I love that song if I didn't. Really
Someday.
But it is so catchy.
Thank you.
So how does it work?
Thank you.
Like, when did you get the agent? And is that something that an up-and-coming singer really needs to kind of get out there a little more?
I mean, so I moved to New York when I was 18, and I think as great as New York is, it's not necessarily like the place for pop music, but I started playing like shows and I lived in, or sorry, am I allowed to swear?
It's okay. No, you're fine.
No, shows and stuff.
Oh, you're cracking me up. Okay.
Okay. I played shows and stuff when I first lived in New York. And that's how I met my agents, through my management at the time. And then, I think I really, really loved working with an agency because I'm kind of terrible at emails and I'm terrible at reading shit and contracts. So working with an agency has been amazing just because my agent Joe and my agent David at UTA have been a huge resource for me, not only in getting me shows and gigs and stuff, but also in just kind of being a shoulder to lean on. The music industry is obviously really tough. And wait, sorry, 1 second. Hey guys, can you close that door? Thank you. Sorry. Okay. Should I start over? I'm like with my family in this hotel. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
So I think an agent is very important, not only as a professional resource, but also just to have a shoulder to lean on, because the music industry can be really tough. And I've been super, super lucky with my agent, specifically Joe, has kind of stuck with me through thick and thin. And when COVID happened and all these gigs got canceled, it was just an amazing thing to have somebody that, you know, knows the ins and outs of the industry to be like, dude, it's fine. Like, everything's fine. So I've really benefited from that and loved working with UTA. I've been working with them since I was, I think, 18. And then COVID happened and I moved to LA and kind of switched out my management and everything. And now I work with Best Friends Music, and they've been an incredible resource just for really teaching me how pop works, because the pop music industry is so crazy. Like, you know, coming from Montana, the music industry wasn't even really a tangible thing to me. It was very, you know, you walk into a record label and you sign a deal and you become a megastar, when in reality, it's like a label is a bank and they loan you money and give you resources to make what you need to make. But like, it's not a make or break thing as an artist. So I've enjoyed working with the people that I work with now. And the people that I've met along the way have all taught me so much. I'm so grateful. But yeah, I think for me, I think it's essential because I'm not good at business. I'm kind of whimsical. So the business aspect of it is not my strong suit. So, you know, some people really thrive on their own. And honestly, like, if you don't need to have somebody taking a cut of the money that you're making, it might be better to do that. But for me, I have amazing people surrounding me and helping me out. My label is Black Box, or I guess the label is Black House, but Livia Tortella is an incredible person, and I love her so much. So yeah, I have great people around me. I'm very, very happy with my team.
I was listening to all your songs because I knew we were going to do this interview, and you were always great, but you have just improved just to a level that, I mean, you're perfect. And how did that happen? Is it just happened with experience and growth, or have you, or just
Oh
now
my
you're
gosh.
now? But oh my, I mean, you're just, I don't know why you're not a superstar already, because you're pretty amazing.
Thanks, Jill. I appreciate you so much. That's so sweet. It's a combination of things. Well, first of all, I'm 23. Just yeah,
23.
I'm old.
Okay,
I'm getting
I
up.
gave you
I'm getting up there. Okay. But actually, I think it was a combination of things. It was moving to LA and working with writers that are light years ahead of me as far as like, you know, understanding music and understanding the structure specifically of like pop music. I've always had an ear for pop. Like I was obsessed with One Direction, and so it's always been like a genre that I've just loved. I love fun music, and music that makes you want to get up and dance. But I also think my manager Sam, in a lot of ways, kind of pushed me to be better. And you know, it's when you start working with people of kind of a higher caliber, you can't just send them anything and expect them to be like, yes, we're going to put this out. So I've written over 100 songs in the past like year and a half, 2 years, just trying to figure out like what I actually want to say. I think before I was in this mindset of just, you know, throwing stuff at a wall and seeing what sticks. And now I'm much more like, okay, what am I going to look back on in 10 years and still be like, yeah, that's a really, really good song. Like, what is undeniable? So I think that's been the shift. I still write, you know, bad songs often, but it's just, I don't put them out anymore like I used to.
Are you writing? Did you write Heavenly Bodies and
Yes.
Was It a Dream? Is that the other one? Because I mean, that's great. So you write that stuff.
Yes, I've written everything on this EP that's coming out. And I've worked with incredible producers and other songwriters. Heavenly Bodies was actually a song that I wrote on Zoom with my friend Bruce, who we met through my managers. And we got in a session and we just immediately like clicked and we're, you know, had a good banter going. And what was kind of a lot of songwriters hated Zoom, like they hated Zoom sessions and whatever. I actually liked it a lot because it allowed me to be like, we work on the, you know, the beat or like the track, the instrumentation of it. We work on that together. We get kind of the general vibe going. And then I'm like, okay, you do your thing. Like you put your sauce down. I'm going to work on the lyrics and the melody. I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to do my thing for a little bit. So yeah, Heavenly Bodies was, I was watching all these space documentaries at the time. And I was living at my parents' house, which was kind of like, I don't know, felt like being castrated a little bit because I was living by myself in New York and I was feeling so big and, you know, I had a full-time job and then I was doing these gigs and things were kind of slowly, like I was more in the rock world at that time, I would say. Things were slowly kind of starting to build, but then COVID happened and it was like, okay, I need to like kind of reimagine what I want to do and who I want to be. And so I was living at my parents' house. I got into this routine of doing like 5 sessions a week. And I would lay in the bath, watch some like documentaries and stuff, and just take notes on stuff that I liked. And there was this one like YouTube space documentary where the guy was like, and the heavenly bodies fall back down to earth. And I was like, ooh, I like heavenly bodies. Like, I like how that sounds. And it really just took me to this imagery of like, when I was in high school, I was obsessed with this girl and we would kind of hook up and stuff. And then she would like go back to her boyfriend. And then when they would get in a fight, she'd like, you know, pull me back in. And I just, the concept of it, especially because I was going through all my old journals and I'm in my bedroom that I used to like live in high school and seeing all these artifacts of my life, it really just took me back. So it felt cathartic almost to get that feeling out. But I feel like everybody's probably had like that one person, or if you never break that pattern, multiple people that you feel like you're always kind of chasing. And then when you get too close, it's too hot and they push you away and throw you back down to earth. And, you know, it ended up being a banger. I still listen to Heavenly Bodies and I'm like, so yeah.
That's great. And
I have no idea if that answered your question.
It did,
Jill.
yeah. And in the music video, I mean, that was really well produced. And You've got some abs
Thank
on
you.
you. Those abs. What's your mom and
you.
dad say when you're like there you are kind of bouncing around in a little tank top? Is that okay with you?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, here's the thing. I've done a lot of stuff that my parents aren't okay with. um, when I was in high school, I buzzed my head and it was very upsetting to the people around me. So I've always kind of been like, and my mom now knows this about me. Like, the other day, my sister was like, I don't like your outfit. And my mom was like, well, the thing that you should probably have learned about Maris is that if you tell her you don't like something, she's just going to do it more. Yeah, I also, this is kind of, it started out as a joke and like an ironic thing that I liked, but slowly as I am being a woman in the world and, kind of seeing the way that sex is presented in media and in news and stuff. I don't know if you've ever heard of like bimbofication. Have you heard of that?
I can guess what that is. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, so especially with Heavenly Bodies, originally we were going to kind of do like pajamas. And my manager actually was like, I think that you should do kind of a little bit, like show a little bit more skin. And I'm actually like super cool with that. I kind of think that the essence of bimbofication is like everything is sexy, so nothing is, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, I'm totally comfortable being in a bra and underwear and like, a dress shirt over because it's not sexual to me necessarily. I would wear that, to go to sleep. And so I guess, yeah, my parents didn't say anything about it, probably because they knew it would make me angry. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, this next video, I didn't actually send it to them for a long time because like my butt is out in a lot of like I did like a kind of an 80s workout thing, and so I'm wearing a leotard that's like up my butt, and it's like wedgie city. And I didn't show them until I didn't send them the video. I didn't show them it until I could sit down with them and be like, just so you know, there's a lot of ass. But
this is the new song that's coming out in 2 days. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. And tell me what that's called.
Yeah.
What's that called?
This is called False Idol.
False Idol. Okay. With the music video.
And basically, so it's not out yet, but it is going to be on February 3rd. Okay. And yeah, I'm so excited. We had to push it a few times. It was originally supposed to come out last year, but if there's anything that I've learned in the past couple of years, it's that things are always more expensive and take more time than you think that they're going to. And so it's going to come out February 3rd, finally. And we kind of, the approach I wanted to take with it, and a lot of like the teaser clips and things that I've been posting, I'm wearing like a fake mustache.
Yes.
And we created this character called Muscle Mare. But I love the idea because I was like, well, of course, I love my body. I love being flamboyant. I love feeling good in my skin and feeling sexy and powerful and strong. But I also think it's funny if it's like a hot girl with a mustache. And so we just took off running with that concept. And during the actual shooting of the video, we would re-glue. So I would sweat the mustache off because I'm doing this dance routine 8 million times. I'd sweat the mustache off and then we just re-glue it on with like spirit glue or spirit gum or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so I had like, for a couple of days, I had a little mustache burn, which was super cute. So
the things we do, right? Oh man.
Oh, 100%. And anything for the video, especially, I mean, even Heavenly, I'm sure as you've seen that ocean shot where I'm crawling out of the ocean with the meteor. Mm-hmm. That's probably like, that meteor is probably like 7 or 8 pounds. And I'm crawling out of the ocean with it. And there's I think it's on my Instagram still, I hold it up and there's just this amazing take where I fall off balance a little bit and the tide comes in at just the perfect time and I slam on my face and I'm holding it. No. And then I didn't know that Caro, who's my amazing co-director, Caro Knapp, has done all of these with me. And like, I didn't go to film school. I love film and I love making movies, and I always see the movies in my mind when I'm writing. Like the best songs that I have are the ones where I'm like, oh my God, I see the movie already. Like I don't even need to think about it. I already see the movie. And she's just been an incredible resource for gathering people. She knows all the best people. Graham Byers is the DP on Heavenly as well as False Idol. And yeah, I feel so grateful. I got to work with an amazing crew of people, but I didn't hear that she said cut. So I just kept going, and I'm like, oh, I was like trying to hold it up. Anything for the art, anything for the video.
Anything. So you actually come up with your own concepts for these music videos. You're not just given direction, you're actually helping to create them and envision how you want the song to be portrayed in the videos and all that too?
Yeah, I actually, usually I start with like a Pinterest board, and then I take that Pinterest board and I put it on like my team will tell you, I am the queen of slideshows. I love Google Slides, so I'll make like an entire vision board for it. And for like Heavenly and for False Idol, Carol helped me do the treatment, like the way that the industry standard treatment where you do the timestamps and everything. And basically, what I've been so lucky, and honestly, like I sometimes I can't even believe my label has funded this, because it's kind of unheard of for like a newer artist, or I guess a developing artist to do. We made like a short film to accompany the EP. So when the full EP comes out with the 3 other remaining tracks, it's going to be all of the music videos tied together to make one short film. And that's kind of just soundtracked by the songs, because I'm so obsessed with movies, and I feel so lucky to have been able to make my own. But yeah, I come up with all the concepts. Someday I like the idea of working with a director and having them tell me what to do. But at this stage, I've kind of just learned that, if I don't do it, it won't be done in the way that I want it to be necessarily. Right. So, and maybe I'm a little bit of a control freak in some ways.
Well, most successful people are. So I was watching the interview I did when you were 16, and I asked you about, would you ever want to win a Grammy? And you said it'd be friggin' sweet, quote, win a Grammy, but you'd also just want to be able to make a living doing music. It doesn't have to be, a huge success, or the most famous singer in the world. Is that how you still feel, or kind of where are you? What's the end game for Maris with your career?
Jeez, I actually think the more that I've worked in entertainment, I think the end game is still the same. It's obviously accolades in any sense is awesome. When you asked me to do this, I was like, hell yeah, that's so sick. Like, I'm so stoked that, we can catch up, and, I take any opportunity I can get to talk about the music and the world that I'm building around it. I think that would be sick, but honestly, right now, who knows what the future holds? If there's anything, I mean, I know I keep saying this, but I've learned in the past couple years that like sometimes I don't even know what I want. Like I think I know what I want, and then I maybe get close to it, or I see somebody else get it, and then I'm like, well, actually, maybe that's not really what I wanted in the end. I would love to make a living, but more so, I would just love to continue to make things that I'm really, really proud of and that I love, and continue to work with incredible people. And, I think the short-term goal right now is I want to keep releasing singles after this EP. I want to get this EP out first, because it's a really beautiful collection of songs. I'm so proud. They're cherry-picked from a ton of music. They're kind of the cream of the crop floats to the top. So I'm so proud of this first EP. I really feel like it establishes a good groundwork, a good body of work to be like, this is who I am, and this is what I do, and this is, my voice. And then from there, I kind of just want to release singles and maybe not do the whole extravagant short film kind of thing, because it's a lot of work and it's a lot of stress. And so as I'm getting into touring, I'm going on tour in the spring. So as I'm kind of getting into touring and stuff, I'm like, get this EP out, get the short film shot and completely edited and everything. Single. And then once I feel like I have the time and the space and the songs to make like a really undeniable album, like debut album, then that's my goal, is to put out just an album that's like completely undeniable and like the best that I can possibly do, at the time. So
it was interesting. Well, one of the people who are nominated for Best New Artist already has 7 studio albums. I'm like, new? So, I mean, it really shows that you're putting in the work right now. And, as I was looking at all these clips, you did that American Idol thing, and then obviously the Postmodern Jukebox, and then when you sang the 9 Inch Nails song, and And so you've kind of been all over the place, really putting in work. Maybe you'll have 7 studio albums and be best new artist, you know? It's so funny about
And we'll see
how that works,
it
right?
is it is so funny. I think it's a slippery slope to base your happiness in the validation of other people, especially something that's like a committee of, you know, people that maybe they just don't resonate with what you do, but that doesn't mean that whatever you're doing is like less than whatever anybody else is doing.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think it's just about making stuff that you are proud of. I think now that's how I feel about it after doing
Awesome.
it for and taking the winding road that it has been. My biggest focus is just making stuff that I'm like, I know this is good, and that's all that matters.
Perfect. Tell me quickly about your tour. I saw that you had a bunch of dates, Canada and around the
Yes.
United States.
Yes.
Are you by yourself? Are you
I'm
with some other
opening for
artists? Or?
Anna of the North.
Yeah.
Oh yes, so I'm opening for Anna of the North.
Okay.
And she's an incredible Norwegian artist, and yeah, just bangers, dance bangers, and she's so cool. I haven't met her in person yet, but we're mutual Instagram. So I'm super excited to actually meet her in person. I'm taking my buddy Jess, who's gonna play keys and like do the tracks and stuff. We start, I think our first show is in Washington on the 18th of March, I believe.
So soon. Yeah.
And so it's super soon. I'm so excited. It's my first tour in the US. And it's my first
Yeah.
tour like singing my own music. So
Because you had one in Europe, I think. Because I have your mom and I are friends on
I
Facebook,
did.
so she posts
Yes.
a lot about you. So plus I have you on Instagram too. So that's
Oh,
where I saw the
yes.
mustache stuff. I'm like, what is this now? So that clarifies that.
What is going on? Yeah. Yeah, I played, I think it was 54 shows across 2.5 months, or over 2.5 months across Europe, last spring. And it was with Postmodern Jukebox.
Yeah.
So I was basically like a vocalist for hire, but it was so much fun. And I have never traveled that way before. It was like every day a new place, which is amazing and also can be like kind of terrifying in some moments, but I think I have the mind for that because I could never get bored. So I never like freaked out about anything really. Whereas like if I'm stuck in one place for too long, I can get a little like antsy. So it was amazing. I love playing with a big band. So many amazing, talented artists. We had like features come in. We got to play incredible historic venues. Like our first show was in Lithuania, which I was like, you know, I'm a kid from Montana, so I was like, Lithuania, like where even is that? I couldn't point to it on a map. And then after traveling throughout Europe, it was just so cool to see.
Oh, that's so good.
So many different ways of life and so many cultures and everything. It was amazing. I can't wait till I can get back there. Hopefully with my own music. That would be cool.
So one final question. You're loving what you're doing.
Mm.
This is what you were meant to do. Do you still feel that way?
I think so. I really think, I don't know. I mean, it's always an ever-changing thing. I think happiness is like a moving goalpost, at least for me. It has been. I don't feel like fully satisfied yet. There's still so much that I want to do and so many places I want to go. And, you know, I want to connect to so many more people. But yeah, I definitely feel like this is what I meant to do. In some ways, I think I've expanded my concept of what I have been meant to do since just kind of diving in head first to things. Like, I think when I was 16, I never even thought that the movies that I see in my head, like it's almost since I was little, it's been like a coping mechanism because, you know, I spent some time alone like throughout my childhood and being able to listen to music and lean on it as almost like a friend, really kind of and just made me feel less alone. So I never thought that the movies that I saw in my head when I listened to music would then turn into, oh, I'm writing my own music and now I'm seeing movies to my own music. Oh, now I'm making the movies that I see in my head for these songs. Like the more that I do kind of that stuff, like I might want to get into, you know, actually directing like a film someday. Or my friend Katie and I, just for, you know, and giggles, are writing a musical right now. So I think I've expanded my scope of like what I think I could actually do and would love to do. I just want to make stuff. So yeah.
Well, I have this.
This is what I'm
So
meant
when
to do,
you
but more than
have
that.
my Maris, you're one of the original Maris shirts. So, you know, this will be worth $1 million someday, I would imagine.
Oh yeah.
These vintage Maris.
I hope so.
Oh my goodness. I really appreciate you talking
You gotta come
to me.
see
I'm
me on
so-
tour.